How's it going, everybody? So we're back with my first Lord of the Rings PSA submission. Just got these back today, and just fair warning, I couldn't resist, and I looked at these grades online before they got shipped back. So just full disclosure, not going to be my first reaction to these, but first time seeing them in person. Definitely want to kind of analyze these with the grades that they got and see what's going on. So first card here, little bit off center top to bottom from what I can see. Maybe a little bit of side wear over here. Actually looks like there's like a big scratch across the top of the card. I definitely don't remember that being there. So hopefully, can you guys see that? Hopefully PSA didn't put that on there. I'm pretty sure that's on the card, not the case. So that's not good, because I would not have submitted it with a big fat scratch across the whole top, and maybe I just missed that. But we'll see what this is. So this is going to be Legolas Greenleaf, the promo edition. So PSA 8. So I did open up the pack of these 3 cards and submit all 3 of them. So yeah, a little bit off center. That could have got it bumped down to a 9 for sure, just with the centering. It's not too bad. Good looking card. And but yeah, man, that scratch across the back here, top, I'm sure that dinged it quite a bit. Maybe that's why I got an 8. So cheap card, not really worth grading, probably, to be honest, but I figured, what the heck, I got a pack fresh set of them, see what I can do. So we got an 8 there. Next card, looking pretty clean, kind of the same thing. This might be another one from that pack. It's a little thicker on the bottom than the top, so maybe a little off center top to bottom. This is the Cave Troll. All right, so a little out of order here, but yeah, PSA 8. This one I'm pretty bummed about, to be honest. I bought this from John on the Facebook group, and I watched him pull this pack fresh live, and figured it would be a great option to grade. Yeah, I'm seeing something down here, like some kind of little mark or stain. Again, like, I checked these cards pretty closely before I sent them off, and this was like perfect, so it's kind of weirding me out that there's like scuffs and damage potentially on these. This is a beautiful card though, guys. Like, this is like pretty flawless centering. The foiling's perfect. This is a pack fresh card to get an 8. I'm not sure what this little mark is down here. You guys can kind of see that. Yeah, maybe I missed it. We're all human. I'm not perfect, right? And so I don't know if that's on the case or not, but yeah, I mean, I'm guessing that's why it got the 8. There does look like there's some kind of little mark down here. I don't know how that happened, but that's kind of a bummer. Because yeah, this was a pack fresh pull. So, but obviously doesn't look completely perfect now. Still an awesome card though. Happy to have that in the collection. It's the only copy I own. So try to go a little bit quicker here. I don't want to make this a 10-hour video, but okay, I'm pretty sure this is my One Ring, Isildur's Bane from the Fellowship of the Ring set. You can see the corner nick down here in the bottom. I pulled this from a Fellowship box myself, pack fresh, but it did have this corner nick when I pulled it. That's, again, the only issue with this card. The rest of the card is flawless. And yep, I was right. So this got a PSA 8. You know, I was really hoping for a 9 on this one. Centering's perfect. Again, I pulled it myself. Really a flawless card. So I really thought that they wouldn't ding it so much. I mean, I know it's not a 10, but I figured it would probably get a 9 with just having a small corner nick like that. I don't know, maybe these top corners aren't quite perfect either. You probably can't see it on the camera, but I definitely wasn't expecting a 10 on this one, even though I pulled it pack fresh. But another 8. So this card, definitely not perfect. There's a nick on this corner up here. There's some nicks on the bottom corner down there. There's even kind of like some spots or staining on the back, I think, here. So this is going to be the Witch King, Mines of Moria. Still an awesome card. You know, it was in pretty darn good condition, good centering. Yeah, there's another nick up here. So looking at it now, I can definitely see why this got an 8. You know, and I'm okay with that given the condition. Next card here. Looking pretty darn good on the back. There's maybe a tiny bit of whitening on this corner here. But like, I mean, look at this. This is a beautiful card, guys. Let's see what it is. PSA 8, near mint. So final count, I love Legolas. He's my favorite character, so that's kind of why I sent this off. Also pulled this from a pack. This is definitely off center, a little bit left to right. Still thought it had a really strong chance at a 9, but I guess not. I definitely wouldn't try to resubmit this just with the centering. It's definitely not perfect centering, so I guess I'm okay with an 8 on that one. Still, you know, would have liked a 9 there, but this one, yeah, it's definitely not perfect. This one kind of has, you know, it's got whitening on pretty much all 4 corners. Little bit of wear on the bottom. Surface is really good on this card. So this is going to be my double shot. Again, amazing card. Everyone loves this card, obviously. Got a 7. Yeah, and again, I knew this card wasn't perfect. I didn't even think it was going to get a 9 going into it. I just figured I had one. It's in decent shape. I'd go ahead and try, get it in a slab. But this one's pretty off-center. It's even off-center down. So you can see this corner's a lot thicker than this one is even. And it's pretty off-center left to right. So my guess is it probably would get an 8 on the centering, and then they probably docked it another point just with the corner wear on it. So honestly, not really disappointed with this grade. It's probably pretty fair. Well, I gave that one away, I guess, but sorry, should have looked at the back first. So we got Gimli, Son of Glowin here. These are all in foil, by the way, but got a 7 on this as well. So kind of a similar story. I did not pull this pack fresh. I bought this online. This is definitely off center as well, left to right. You can tell pretty thin border over here, thicker over here. Almost looks like it's slightly tilted to this top corner as well, potentially. So again, I'm sure they dinged me a couple grades on the centering. And then there's definitely some wear on the bottom corners here, some whitening. So, you know, maybe could have got an 8, but I could definitely understand why they would give this a 7. So our next card here, looking pretty good on the back. Again, there's some tiny little whitening on the bottom corners here, it looks like. That's the only thing I see here. And this is going to be the Balrog. So beautiful card. This is the Masterworks edition from Black Rider. I did pull this pack fresh as well. You know, thought the centering was pretty good. It's not flawless. It's not perfect 50-50, but PSA does say on their website they give up to a 55-45 or even 60-40 on the margins, and it looks a tiny bit off center on this top edge, but it really looks sharp on the rest. Yeah, this is just a gorgeous card. The Masterworks version is awesome. And it's a decently valuable card as well. I think Freddie in our group on Facebook got a PSA 10 or a CGC 10 or something like that in this card. Pretty awesome. Thought I might challenge on that, and I opened a Black Rider box and pulled one. But again, even from being packed fresh, there's a tiny bit of wear on these back corners, and I guess that's why I got an 8. So, oh well. Next card. So looking at this, honestly, this card looks flawless on the back. No whitening at all. Pretty much perfect. This is going to be Gandalf Greyheim from the Two Towers. I do not remember where I got this card. I don't know if I pulled it from a pack or not. I don't think I did. Really good shape still. So again, I think they got me on the centering again. It's just tough with some of these foils. It's really hard to get perfect centering, but it's definitely a little bit thicker on the bottom than the top. Side to side looks really good, but this is more of a top and bottom. Man, there's like all this crap on here. I don't know. And I think I remember this one, so you guys can see there's like a print error in the corner on here. So in the foil 4 number, there's like a foiling smudge or something in there. So it's not perfect. I think that's probably what they docked me, 1 on the centering and 1 for that kind of defect probably. But still a beautiful card. Happy to have this. Yeah. Another 8. So we got 2 7s and a stack of 8s. So another card here, really clean back again, really good centering. All right, so our first 9, Mint 9, Grima from the Battle of Helm's Deep. So again, this is a pack fresh pull of mine. That's why I submitted it, just because I thought it had a good chance at a 10, being pack fresh. Like this card is super clean. Yeah, I don't really know, honestly. Like, this is the type of card that I think, deserves a 10. It's super clean corners. Like, there's no scratches. This went straight from a pack to a sleeve. Sat in a box for a while. Yeah, like this definitely deserved a 9 for sure. I think it probably deserved a 10. I don't think it's maybe worth breaking out and resubmitting, but like this is a super good looking, super clean card, pack fresh, that I pulled myself. So have to hold on to the 9 for now. This next one, a little bit of corner wear again on some of these edges. So, it's not going to be a 10. So this is Aragorn 5. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me, honestly. Like, if you compare this, I mean, this looks like some of those other PSA 7s and 8s. This isn't a perfect card again. Like, I think there might be some surface scratches on the back. That scratches on the case, but look at these corners though. I mean, like, there's like a tiny little white nick down here. That's smaller than on the one ring, and that got an 8. Again, like, the centering's not flawless, but this is well within like that 45-50 centering. Yeah, I'm not an expert. This is my first ever PSA submission, but if I had to guess, there must be something else going on that I didn't see. Usually to get a 5, it's got to be like severely damaged. I mean, it's got to be like bent or something like that. So I really have no idea what this poor Aragorn did to deserve this, but it's a pretty badass card, pretty darn good looking. So, you know, I don't know. I'll have to take a closer look at this off camera and see what's going on, but definitely surprised to get a 5 there. Didn't expect a 10, but, you know, figured this was still 8 or 9 worthy. Next card, again, looks really clean on the back, really straight. So this is Legolas, Fearless Marksman from Return to the King, near mint 8. And again, I think they just got me on the centering again. It's definitely a little thinner here than it is in this corner. You know, maybe not the cleanest cut on the bottom. I think when they cut this card, the blade must have been dull because it's kind of just a really rough cut. It's clean, it's straight, there's no whitening, but it's kind of jagged. I think you guys can probably see there if I shift the light. So you know, really other than that kind of jagged bottom, I feel like this is a pretty flawless card again. So kind of a bummer. Still got an 8, which is, you know, still a decent grade. It's still near mint. Beautiful card. Love those Legolas cards, but I can understand why that got an 8, I guess. So the next card here, seeing a little tiny bit of whitening on the bottom edges again. So the Witch King, Deathless Lord. So a nice premium card from Ensa Fangorn that I threw in. Got a near mint 7. Not really sure what they caught on this card. Like, this card is clean. It is really well centered, left to right, top to bottom. You know, I don't see any scratches on the surface. On the back, I mean, this corner, I know they kind of cut these rough, but I mean, that's from the factory. Like, that's not damage. That's, you know, that's a factory cut corner. I know they kind of curve up like that, but that's normal. I don't know, maybe PSA just needs to grade more of these where they kind of figure out like, oh, this is the normal way these cards were cut, and that's what mint is going to look like. So maybe that's why they dinged me on this, but this was a super clean card. Don't really remember where I got it. I don't think I pulled this. Maybe I did, but another 7 there. Another really clean looking card. This one does have a tiny bit of whitening up in the top corner. You guys should be able to see that on camera, but super clean. And this is going to be the Theoden, Rekindled King. So mint 9, my second 9, so that's pretty nice to see. Definitely off-center top to bottom. And this is interesting because, like, you look at the Legolas and this, you know, the Legolas has better centering. Like, the Theoden, you can see it's a lot thicker on the bottom than the top, and these are both from Return to the King, and this has that same kind of jagged cut on the bottom. A little bit. And yeah, this is much more off center, and it's got this little whitening, but you know, they still gave it. I don't know if you guys can tell, this back looks a little more faded too, almost like they were running low on ink or something. So I don't know, that's kind of strange to me comparing that to the Legolas. Like, the Legolas honestly looks a little bit better than this, but they gave this a 9. So yeah, PSA 9 Theoden. Next card here. This looks really clean on the back. Again, maybe a tiny bit of corner wear. So this is the Mumok Commander. So near mint 8. Again, another Return to the King card. Again, it does have this kind of jagged cut edge on the bottom. Other than that, it's really clean, well centered. So, you know, kind of similar to that Legolas. I guess they just felt like it didn't deserve more than an 8 with that cut on the bottom. But a nice card. So another one, pretty clean back. Again, it's got kind of a rough cut in this top corner up here. But still super clean. And this is going to be King of the Dead, so Siege of Gondor. So this is another one that I pulled pack fresh myself. Again, the centering isn't perfect, but I thought it was still very 10 worthy with the centering. It's definitely within the 60-40 margins. And there is a PSA 10 of this on the population report out there somewhere. If anyone wants to sell it to me, hit me up. But yeah, I was pretty bummed about this one only getting an 8. I thought this was a really good looking card. And kind of like the Return of the King, it does seem to have that kind of jagged edge cut on the bottom. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, honestly looks a little bit off center on the back. It's definitely wider here over here. So, and it is, I mean, it is on the front too a little bit, but I don't know. Yeah, kind of was hoping for at least a 9 on that one. Centering's not flawless, but yeah. I think this is another one of the DVD cards because I can see this same line cut. I can't believe I didn't see that. Like, it must have been there before I submitted these and I just missed it, but there's like definitely like a cut across the back of the card. I really would not have submitted these if I had noticed that, but it is what it is. And this is going to be the Aragorn. So kind of crazy that they gave this a 9, honestly. Like, even the centering's not perfect on this. And I mean, you guys can, like right there, you guys can see that, like the scratches, and that goes all the way across. It's like somebody scratched it in a line. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know what the difference between that and the Legolas was, because that doesn't seem mint to me, but they gave it a 9. I guess I'll take it. So just got like 5 more cards here, I think. So this one, definitely seeing some surface scratches. So this is a little less common for my submission here, but there's definitely some surface scratches on the back. Corners look pretty darn good. Let's see what this got. So this is going to be Athelas. So this is the only uncommon I submitted. Kind of just threw it in there. Thought it looked pretty good. You know, don't think I really saw those scratches on the back, maybe. This is also not centered well at all. So I'm sure it got dinged a point or 2 on centering, and then another point or 2 for the scratches on the back. So can't say I'm too surprised with this. But I liked the card. I had it. I needed something else to fill out the submission, so I said, why not? All right. Right off the bat, I can tell this is not centered on the back. It's a lot thinner over here than over here. Got a little bit of wear on the corner. So this is going to be the Legolas Dauntless Hunter. So your second rare Legolas. And yeah, I can definitely see why this got an 8. I think I kind of expected an 8 or a 9 going into it. Centering's pretty bad on this one. I think when I submitted this order, I wasn't thinking quite as hard about centering, and I submitted a second order that's already with PSA. It's in processing, and I really paid a lot closer attention to centering on that one, so I'm hoping to do a little bit better on that second order, but this is, yeah, very, very thin on the centering here. So but another 8, not terrible. This one, back looks pretty good. Again, there's a tiny bit of whitening on the corner here. It's really hard to know. Like these are factory cut cards, obviously, and a lot of these nicks on the corners and stuff are from the factory, and it's hard to know how forgiving PSA will be on those. Obviously, so far no 10s, so not very forgiving. But okay, so this is the Aragorn's bow. So this is another one where I pulled this pack fresh from a Fellowship box. It was the one rare I got and really thought this had a good chance at a 10. Again, centering's not flawless, but it's really close to perfect. You can definitely tell this corner's a little bit wider, but just look at that card. Like, you can kind of tell centering right off the bat is off a bit, but that is like a super clean card. I love Aragorn just like I love Legolas, and yeah, again, there's a little bit of damage maybe down in the corner, maybe a scratch or something, but really thought this deserved a 9 or a 10. So kind of bummed about this one in particular, just because it was pack fresh, but next one we got here, pretty clean on the back. Again, maybe some tiny little bits of whitening. There's like stuff all over this too. It's hard to tell, but Saga of Elendil. So this got an 8. This is another one. So this is another Fellowship foil rare that I pulled pack fresh. Thought it was really, really clean and thought it, probably deserved a 10. Kind of just like the Aragorn's bow, like they're still a little bit off center, even fresh from the pack, not cut perfectly. And I guess this is kind of what you get. You have to get pretty lucky to get perfect centering on these guys. So these are two pack fresh cards, and yeah, it's kind of some weird inconsistencies too with the labeling. Like you can see this says Fellowship foil, and this says has the kind of the full abbreviation. Obviously they don't spell out Fellowship all the way, but it still says like Fellowship of the Ring, or it tries to. So kind of some inconsistency with the labeling. I tried to correct that after I submitted it, but anyway, yeah. Last card here. So I know what this is because I already had the Aragorn and the Legolas, so I know this is going to be the Gimli. It's got that same line across the top, and it's an 8. So, again, centering's not perfect. Big scratch across the top. Not surprised. So that's kind of my submission. 22 cards, no 10s. Definitely pretty bummed about that. I think definitely a learning experience for me, looking at all these cards, understanding, what I can see on them and how to look at other cards in the future that I want to submit to try to increase my odds of getting 9s and 10s. Definitely going to have to look at this PSA 5 Aragorn, figure out what happened there. As far as the 9s went, I think the Grima deserved it for sure. That was a pack fresh card that I pulled. Thought it might get a 10, but kind of pretty happy with that grade. This Aragorn, I don't think deserved a 10. The Legolas and Gimli got 8s. Not sure why this got a 9. Kind of weird to me, but. And then the Theoden, I thought, actually looked worse than the Legolas and the King of the Dead. So to me, these 4 cards are pretty equal in condition, and the Theoden got the 9. So maybe a little bit of inconsistency there, but that is what it is. But yeah, pretty bummed to not get any 10s. Again, this Gandalf, super good. This Balrog was pack fresh pulled. Final Count, pack fresh pulled. The One Ring, pack fresh pulled. Cave Troll, pack fresh pulled. So, a lot of cards that I pulled myself. A lot of them I didn't. But I look forward to sharing my second submission with you when it comes back. Excited for that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have some 10s in there to show off. It would be awesome to get some 10s back. And I definitely have some more pack fresh pulls in that second submission. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love, to start some discussion with this grading conversation. What do you guys think? Have any of you guys submitted stuff to PSA? How have your grades come back? I know as far as YouTube, I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 videos of PSA returns for Lord of the Rings. Definitely want to do more of this. I have a lot of mint cards in the collection, and definitely hope to check those over, submit more of them, and get some more better grades hopefully as I learn more about this process. But thanks for watching this and supporting the channel, and just enjoy being part of the Lord of the Rings TCG community. I love this game, love these cards, so it's fun to do this and to preserve these for my collection. So thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Love to open up some discussion about these cards.